Hey everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I am here to do my spring angel reading. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I always do this reading with this fairy deck, even though it's an angel reading, and it is going to be for the entire spring season, March to June 21st, March 21st to June 21st. So that being said, we are going to dive in and take a look and see what blessing will be coming to us over the spring season. If you have your own personal private reading, click the link below. I may have already said that. If I did, I apologize. My Etsy shop is open. This reading is customizable. You can have this reading for a week's energy, a month's energy, for the spring season yourself, or for any other time period you would like to look at. So focusing on our spring 2023 spirit, what blessing will spring bestow upon us and our lives this year? What energy, what blessing will spring bring to us in 2024? I keep wanting to say 23, my God. It'll bring clarity. So if any area of your life you've had confusion, it's going to bring clarity. This can also be a lot of third eye opening, clairvoyance, seeing clearly, clear knowing. That kind of energy is coming up. So any confusion will be cleared out. Let's see what spirit of darkness and light is working with us that may add to this or be separate. Oh, I'm getting a really itchy nose too. So, oh my gosh, man. Okay, sorry about that. Interesting. I'm going to take these two. I'm going to pull another one, but for some reason, I'm really guided to these. These feel like, these are like masculine and feminine energies, and I was just really drawn to them right where I cut. So, oh gosh, I'm getting so itchy, my nose. So for relationship, this really feels like it's calling me for the energy relationship for the spring. Which a lot of my readings are, focused on relationship, but I'm not predicting that the entire reading is going to be about relationship, but I am getting masculine and feminine energy, and this depicts who they are, in this, this just looks like a picture of like the feminine being in this very elegant, graceful energy, very ladylike, very, poised beauty, right? Between the two swans represent that love and unconditional love and loyalty as well. And then the masculine is his, spirit depicting who they are. They are someone that is stable, someone that is solid, somebody that is reliable, is dependable, and is always there, kind of steps up to the plate, very emperor like in their energy. And this is the feminine, the empress energy. So this feels like emperor and it's like a picture of who the emperor, like if you're in one of those spiritual journeyed relationships, this looks like a picture of each the masculine and feminine, like in spirit's eyes. This person, the masculine, is very invested in being solid and stable within themselves and the connection, and the feminine is very invested in being being very graceful, being very poised in her feminine energy and receptivity. And the masculine is being very active and investing and being solid and stable in himself and the connection. So they're both in their proper, let's put it this way, they're both in their proper integrity and, authenticity is the word. They're embodying, if you will, their own integrity. This is the masculine in full integrity. This is the feminine in her full integrity. And they're either together in that energy or they're standing alone in it, what have you. But they are in that alignment of their own authenticity and integrity for their gender, if you will, and the expectations of that gender or what have you. But very good energies of both. So not in a distorted way whatsoever. Undercurrent right there is luck, abundance, and summer. So there may be a lot of, and I see the red and green, I get that vibe of Saint Nick, of course, for me, but always. But I'm getting a little bit of blue there. Oh, well, look at that. There's a blue butterfly on her ankle, and I don't know that I've ever noticed that before. There's blue. So there could be transformative energy with throat chakra, but we're looking at spring, but this is saying summer. But to me, this also brings up the energy of, I'm not going to keep this one, but the energy of St. Patrick's Day because of the luck, the clover and the luck. So there could be something, we're not even in, St. Patrick's Day is still yet not even in spring, but that was in the undercurrent. I don't know, I'm going to pull one more and see, because that, was right where I cut, but I was really guided into the imagery of it. And felt like that was the message. Let's pull one more for our spring spirit. What spirit is helping us with our spring besides those two overall? And we have spirit of the dwelling place, home, structure, foundation, the full moon. So it's like a Four of Wands type of energy, celebration, home, union type of energy, stability, safety, or home, dwelling place, the spirit of dwelling place, where we dwell. Oh, and I'm also getting, okay, it's coming to me, our own states of being. Where is your energy dwelling, right? Your energy in the spring is dwelling in its right alignment. Meaning your own self-concept. You're seeing yourself in your greatest authenticity and integrity and who you are, right? So where your conscious is dwelling is in right alignment, is what they're saying. And that is clear. You're very clear on who you are, okay? So it's really coming up here. You're really being clear on who you are. So there's no wishy-washy, out of alignment, out of integrity energy in the spring. Remember, spring goes from March 21st to June 21st. So if you or the other are not in right alignment, you will be coming into these characters and this energy throughout the spring, right? You're going to be dwelling in that grace, elegance. It's bringing up a Rod Stewart song, Grace, I gotta find that song. I'm hearing in my mind. I know it's a Rod Stewart song. Gosh, I will find it and I will put it below. You're in my heart. You're in my soul. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Isn't it Rod Stewart? You're in my heart. You're in my... Yep, I do believe. Let me Google it just to see. You know me. I gotta be curious. So whether there's clarity between them or not, doesn't matter. You're very clear on who you are. And that's in alignment, integrity, and authenticity. I'm getting. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. Be my breath, my breath. I think this is it. Oh, yeah. Beauty and elegance. Okay, that's it. There's one of the paragraphs in here says, my love for you is immeasurable, my respect for you immense. Your ageless, timeless lace and fineness, your beauty and elegance. So that's the immense respect is that solidarity, stability, reliability, accountability, energy for masculine, and then seeing that beauty within self for you and being reflected back. So when you stand, it's kind of funny, they're flip-flopping around. When you stand in that for yourself, it's reflected back to you and seen by the other as that beauty. It's kind of like a weird flopping around kind of energy there. And it's like you can't see that in them until you're in this, and they can't see this in you until they're in that. It's kind of weird how I'm seeing it. Full moons throughout this time frame is going to be important into coming into that place within yourself. Of course, this can have to do with outside homes, structures in the 3D, but this is your dwelling place. Where are you dwelling in consciousness? How do you see yourself? What is your self-concept? Okay, where is your consciousness dwelling? How are you seeing yourself? And that determines how you see the other person and how that other person sees you, and vice versa. Okay, I will put a link to this reading below in case. You're in my heart, you're in my soul, you'll be my breath should I grow old, you're my lover, you're my best friend, you're in my soul. It says, there have been many affairs, many times I've thought to leave, but I bite my lip and turn around because you're the warmest thing I've ever found. Okay, so there's a lot of, what do I want to say? Well, I'm gonna put the link below, but that was the gist of it. That paragraph that I said before: you're in my heart, you're in my soul, be my breath when I grow old. You're my lover, you're my best friend, you're in my soul. You're ageless, timeless, lace and fineless. My respect for you is immense. Your beauty and elegance. So yeah, that was the paragraph that I was hearing, basically. But I will put a link below. And we are going to move into the reading for spring. So I like seeing that so clearly with the clarity, but you will, like I said, gain that clarity for yourself, seeing yourself dwelling in that energy very clearly in alignment this spring. So let's go to the spread, which I don't really need. I know the spread. So what the angels want us to know beyond this, what's important for our March, most important opening energies, the theme. Let's put that's a bit of the theme for the month, but let's ask, like, what is the theme? What's the important message, urgent message from Spirit, from the angels for, not March. I keep saying March, my God, March may be important, but for spring 2024, sometimes I say 23, my gosh. This reading is, of course, timeless whenever you come across it. It is, just say it'll be for the next 3 months for you, wherever you find this reading at. So if you come to it in the winter, it'll be for the next 3 months ahead from when you find it. Just put it that way, because I always say whenever you come to this reading is when you're meant to see it, and it's timeless in that aspect. But I am connecting to the right now, in this now moment, I am connecting to our spring 2024. What is the main message? And it is, everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. And there's another, oh gosh, what is that song? I will find the song. Every little thing will be all right. No, gosh. Kenny Chesney. It's a Kenny Chesney song. I'm pretty sure. I will link it below. Gosh, I'm hearing it, but I can't grasp it to say it. But I know it's pretty sure it's Kenny Chesney. So what they want you to know is everything's okay. Everything's in right alignment. There is a perfection is a word, because I looked at the undercurrent and I saw practice, practice, practice. And that brings up perfection, if there is such a thing. It's like everything's perfect. It's like that's perfection. And nothing is perfect in and of itself, right? But it's just, you're going to just like, there's just this feeling of like almost comical perfection, like just perfect. And not in a sarcastic way either. This is just very like ironic, if you will. Isn't it ironic is another song that's coming up. I'm getting a lot of songs today, even in my other readings I did. I had client readings and I was like getting a lot of songs. I also did a March weather forecast. That's why I think I want to keep saying March, because I just did that one a little bit ago. Perfection. Ironic. Isn't it ironic how things turn out and they're just so perfect? It's kind of funny. All right, so I'm going to let that go. But that is the urgent message that, hey, everything's okay. The Kenny Chesney song. Let me just see if I find it. Gosh, I think it's him. Everything's gonna be all right. That's it. And isn't that, yeah. Okay, everything's gonna be all right. She rattled the ice in my plastic cup, and I said, yes, ma'am, fill her up. And nobody's got to worry about nothing. Don't go hitting that panic button. Yeah, so that's the song coming through. So okay, we're gonna move on. Something angels can see for spring high above, we can't see down here. And boy, I'm really drawn to, she's really surrounded by a lot of flowers. So really connecting with flowers. You may be working with flowers, or flowers represent inviting energy to me. So invitations, you may be surrounded by invitations this spring. So many that you may have to turn some down because you just can't keep up with your social calendar as well. There's an ironic energy that's like everything's kind of like falling into line, or the pieces of the puzzle are kind of coming together in such an ironic but perfect way. You almost want to like laugh at the perfection of spirit that can see beyond your physical eyes, right? But you're going to gain that clarity. You're going to see it now, right? You're going to go, unbelievable. I couldn't have thought of that if I lived 1,000 years, right? It's like, what in the world kind of feeling. But for some people, there's like a bit of, I don't know that those are exotic, but it's giving me like an Hawaiian kind of lays, like they have those flower necklaces to call lays or whatever, kind of giving me that feeling. So a bit of a Hawaiian kind of feel, or tropical type of feel with this card too. But you may be working with flowers or getting a lot of invitations this spring too. So we're going to go beyond the initial message, but everything's going to be all right. So what the angels can see high above, we can't see down here for our spring spirit. And if I have to elaborate, I may pull some other decks, but what can spirit see high above? We can't see down here for our spring. And it is marriage. So fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. So there's going to be more commitment. You may be committed to someone else. There may be a literal marriage, or marriage that maybe you're invited to a marriage, and at or around that time frame. Like, so if this is a big time, I guess, for marriages. This is the spring, right? But if you are actually invited to a wedding, right around that time frame is going to be an important time for you, even if it's not your own wedding. Okay, is what I'm getting. You may be at that time really seeing how things in your own life are aligning in a perfect way, in an ironically perfect way. I don't know why they want me to keep using that word, ironic. I know what it means. I'm going to Google it just to see if I get a weird zhuzh from it, because they keep saying it, and it's not a word I use. And the song, ironic, of course, comes up. Strange or funny because something is different from what you expected. It's ironic that computers break down so often since they're meant to save people time. It's ironic that the robber's car crashed into the police station. Okay, so what does it mean something is ironic? Interesting, strange, or funny? Oh yeah, I kind of thought it felt funny because of being very different from what you would usually expect. It's like the opposite of what you were saying, ironic. It's like when somebody says or does something, okay, this feels like the meaning. It's like whenever a person says something or does something that departs from what they or we expect them to say or do. So we expect it to go one way, but it goes another. And that's what I said. It feels like you couldn't think this up if you lived many, many years and had 1,000 ways of thinking about something. You could never have seen how that came together. It could be to do with your own commitment to another, romantically, or in any situation. And like I said, if you're invited to a wedding, right around that time is going to be important for you. Is something else the angels want you to know. Okay, so something we can do to help the angels help us / fairies help us for the spring. especially now this dwelling place, I think it said it felt like the Four of Wands. It definitely is feeling like the Four of Wands here. So union type of energy, especially I could say union type of spiritual union here because of these two messages in the beginning. Spring, what can we do to help? What can we do to help? And it's winter. I always get a season when I use this deck. Sometimes I get the right season and sometimes I get a different season. Winter. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So winter to me is like a Queen of Swords. It's also a Four of Swords. So I'm going to go with the Four of Swords. It's like rest your mind. I don't want to say ice out your thoughts or whatever, but it's like a feeling of just chill out. Don't worry. Undercurrent there is patience, please. It's giving me a Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords type of feeling. Just chill. There's just the sense of chill out. It's like a chill out. In basic words with the winter scene, but it's a Four of Swords chill out. It's just like time out, just rest, don't worry. Winter is a time of, hibernation, that type of thing. There's not a lot you have to do or can do, right? You just get in your own way, and you may actually bungle the energy up. It's just kind of like chill out with the two of them. Patience is like timing and waiting, but not waiting. You're not waiting. If you're waiting on something to be happy, you're going to always be waiting on something to be happy. So live your life, be happy now, chill out, don't worry, that kind of thing. Everything's going to be okay. It's going back to that sense, just like chillax is basically what they're saying to do for helping them. To help them help you, chillax, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. And in such a way that you wouldn't even have guessed, right? So the next one is Angel Whispers, a secret we do not know for spring. And it is new career. Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. So that can be a secret we do not know, is that our purpose is now shifting. In general, yes, this could be your 9-to-5 career. But in general, it talks about a purpose, right? What we're here to do to serve. And I feel like there's a shift in that for a positive new direction. So it's like the next venture kind of feeling to it. I'm going to pull from here because this one's calling to me for whatever. I'm going to add to that. So one of the things, a secret we do not know, is that our purpose is going to change. That is going to shift, right? Over the spring. So like things we're trying to accomplish or goals we're trying to meet. Of course, when we meet some, we're going to always get new ones, right? That's the nature of who we are. And there's the penny, the worth. Financial loss or gain, blessings, accepting you are worthy with love and emotion. So there's in God we trust. So there's a stronger faith, right, in God. There's a stronger trust in God, your God self, if you will, which brings a sense of sovereignty, and there's a sense of freedom and liberation coming as well. That can free up your energy so you can focus in new directions and with a new purpose. And this can, of course, be that some are literally getting a new job or career that brings them more, physical 3D bling, right? Money. So there's two messages here. I feel a spiritual one where, we feel more abundant within ourselves, who we are at a soul level, our trust in spirit, and, it allows for a change of focus in our purpose. I almost feel like I'm seeing, it's like the skies parting kind of, and it's like, you get this aha moment of like how it all came together. And okay, I know now why there was maybe a hold up or things weren't working, because it's allowing me to see my purpose in a greater way. Like this is showing this. It's like my 3D self and my spiritual self. This is weird when I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it through my camera kind of thing. And I'm just seeing this in my third eye. It's like I am seeing like the skies part, the big picture, the plan, and like, oh my gosh, I can see maybe my own worth, right? And that allows me to see my purpose in a new way. There's like some, oh, they're going, duh, the clarity card, like, hello. It's going to bring that clarity. So you're going to be seeing your soul's purpose, if you will, with great clarity over the spring, as things come into alignment. And it's part of the everything's okay, and how I said things come into the pieces of the puzzle come together, but they come together after falling apart, if you will, or opening up. It's kind of funny. And it's like finding a lucky penny, they're saying. Like, this is like finding that coin that is worth a lot, like a vintage coin. So that could be important for some too. You may literally find a vintage coin as a secret to some, if you're into looking for coins or collecting, coin collector. I don't know why that's coming up. For some, 1973 could have been important as well, or the year you're born. But outside of that, this is definitely an eye-opening awareness of your purpose and direction now, because you're free of something from the past that may have been out of alignment or have taken your focus off of this. So everything comes together and you're able to see what that is. And for some, you may literally be getting a 3D job, career change that brings in more bling. But for others, or maybe both, there's this huge epiphany and eye-opening. This is my purpose. This is my new direction. This is what this was all about. I understand now, right? There's that clarity. They're going back to the clarity card. And it's not from what it departs from what you expected in such a way that it's, like, look at the color. It's like so vivid. It's so rainbow. It's so spiritual. It's like unbelievable. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. So the last one is something that will come. Something coming in by the end of March, in a good way, like something that is coming to us in a good way by the end of March. Not March, by the end of spring, my gosh. What is coming by the end of spring? What can we expect by the end of spring? Connect with nature. So that is... You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. Let me pull from here. So that gives me I get a Libra kind of vibe from this, like centering, grounding, balanced energy, connecting with nature. Also connecting with your true nature. It's kind of ending where we started with your dwelling place of who you are, how you see yourself, your self-concept. You've connected with your true nature, by the end of spring. But I'm going to pull another one here, something else. And it's female, feminine energies, female figure in your life, mother figure. Also, I get spirit communication, because this card came up. I'm getting a few messages. You're going to be more open to spirit communication. You're going to be open more to connecting to your true nature and your own identity, right? Again, going back to this first opening message. You may want to go back and revisit that message. Coming into that integrity and alignment and authenticity within yourself opens you up to receive. This is receptivity, receiving, and this is also the moon's energy. The female is the moon. So psychic energy, high priestess. You're going to be receiving and being in alignment and grounding in more of who you are, which opens and allows you to more spirit communication, I feel. Also, for some, this can be communication with someone in the physical. It could go like hand in hand. But to me, this talks about when you come into that right alignment with who you are, who you're meant to be, more opening into spiritual communication. So maybe mediumship, however, utilizing your psychic abilities. It feels very high priestess to me. Okay, these 4 cards. So let's do some rainbow rain, because it is spring. We have lots of rain and then rainbows, right? Some signs and symbols for our spring ahead. Hey, we turn the times Sunday nights. We turn spring ahead. So for some, that day may be important, since I just said spring ahead. Time change is coming. even though it's not spring, but I am listing this reading before spring. So whenever I list it, it's relevant to everyone and their, when they see it. And we have Emperor, Ruler. So Aries is coming up to me with that Emperor energy, and Aries time frame is coming up to me with that. So let's see what else. And we have warning, gossip, but to me this talks about, you know, with the parrot. I've been getting a lot of parrot references to parrots, birds in general, but parrots, particularly a blue macaw. You know, I even had a dream about this huge blue macaw. I might have talked about it in other readings. This one's sticking out and talking to me. It's talking to me. That is so funny because the bird was just there. I didn't realize. Email, letter, text. So there could be some sort of communication. So yeah, we're definitely getting that tulips as spring energy. So let's see what else. But parrots, you know, they repeat things, yes, but they communicate. It's throat chakra energy coming up. Repetition, going over things, right? Oh gosh. So we literally have spring. So I like seeing that. We had spring and winter there in the other cards. We have balance restored, which gives me that Libra energy where I had that feeling from this connect with nature, is the balance restored in the spring. And then we have stubborn. So anything that's been stubborn, balance will be restored in the spring. And I'm kind of getting it crooked. People can't see. Sometimes I'll watch my readings back or go zipping through them to make sure it was okay. And I realize people can't see right. So my apologies for that. So let's see what else. A couple more, and then we're going to end this reading for our spring ahead. Spring ahead. I keep saying spring ahead. So that time frame change coming up is going to be important for some. Teamwork, deep emotion, powerful communication, calm, quiet. So that ends the reading for our spring ahead. All these things may be important to you, or, you know, if one set of these messages weren't important to you, it could be another set is important to you. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed this reading. Again, if you'd like your own personal private one, you can click the link below. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, especially if you've made it to the end of this reading, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It really helps my channel, and it helps other people get the messages that they need for their future in the upcoming spring. Angel blessings to everyone. Oceans of love.